3, 2.
He was a little too early on that. I think he was a little too early on that. That's not the button I wanted. Why is it still beeping? Okay, now we're waiting on you. Where's my timer? Like you can see the. Anyway, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Mark Summers, Major Linux, twitch.tv/Major Linux, and it's time once again for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for October 20th, 2022. Of course, I'm joined by Father Kronos himself, the man who's with me each and every week, which actually adds more credence, more credibility to the fact that he is Dr. Kronos, or Father Kronos, possibly even a doctor. I don't know. I don't know how long he's been studying time. He's probably got his doctorate in it.
I'm pretty much an eternal because I don't age. So why not?
Black don't crack. I am starting to learn this way too much by watching old 90s and early aught sitcoms to where they're saying, oh, the character is 32. I was like, that's bullshit. Lies and slander. But I am joined by Kev. It's your boy Kev's in the building. Ooh, excuse me. And of course, I'm joined this week by who I'm now going to dub my memories are, because I can't remember to do shit in any effective manner. And I appreciate the people that have been put in my life to help me with things that I have difficulties with, including remembering to tell Kev at some point to record the capitalism line. Sensiak is in the building. All right, gentlemen, what's been going on? How you doing? How you living? How are you feeling?
I would like to request a full reset on this week.
Mm-hmm.
You know something? Let's focus on the happy notes of this week. Happy notes of this week. ASL classes are going great. I did some emceeing stuff for work, and emceeing stuff was really cool. Got myself up and rolling a lot earlier than I normally do, and I did not feel bad about it. The other side of this week was the terrible things that happen to your food when you have executive function issues, and going like, hey, I should remember to cook that, and then forgetting to remember to cook it. And then the day you remember to cook it, it's not cookable. So that and my many ponderings on the constant dichotomy between Will Smith and Carlton Banks as I'm thinking about blackness this week. That is the thing this week. You can ask me about that later if you want, but that's what my brain's been doing.
Kev.
Yes, sir.
Am I looking in the right direction? Oh, I am. Yes, Kev.
Mm-hmm.
How's your week been?
Well, my week has been pretty good. Like, I voted.
Hey.
So got that out. Early voting was like Monday, so I think we voted like on Wednesday. So I got that bad boy out of the way. Oh, mail-in ballot. Let's go. So, yep, we got that bad boy. So we did like the whole like in-person early voting, and it went about as well as it could have went. Though I was worried because this is the state of shenanigans. So shenanigans be shenanigan. So it was good. It was okay. The experience was tense, but okay. And we got everything off. I got my little sticker. I managed to actually put the ballot in correctly this time, as opposed to, that was great. Because I'm telling you, you be so tense when you're trying to like slide that paper in, and it's like, no, the other way.
Aren't there
Okay.
arrows that would tell you which way to put it?
Yeah, but they never tell you which side. They say like, oh, it's like arrows, but it's like it's supposed to be face up. But now I got it now, and we're good. It can't. It's not even like just dump it in there. It's a whole progress now, procedure. So did that. Then went to this morning. I went to a Black Voters Matter event. My mom has been like, my mom and the local representative have been like really good friends, so she's kind of been like hanging in, and it's good for my mom to have like get tapped into community outreach again, because my mom is like pretty much the mouthpiece. Like she's pretty much like, go vote. She's pretty much like grabbing everybody with a butterfly net and like grabbing people like, go vote, I need you to vote, go register.
I thought you were going to say she was out there like threatening people with a butterfly knife. I was like, okay.
Oh, no, not knife. She'll need the knife.
Yes, ma'am.
Her words
I'll go vote. I'll go vote.
Her words are good enough.
Sorry, Mama Kev. I'm gonna vote right now. I'm voting right now.
Yes.
I'm opening an envelope. I'm voting.
Yep. Right. So she's been kind of like, since the pandemic, she's kind of been like cut off from community outreach, because my mom is like big on community outreach. So now she's like easing her way back into community outreach again. So I'm just kind of like I'm back to the tag along again, and so that's good for her. And got another community event on Saturday in the park, and near our local park. So that's been kind of fun, going out there and being like, "There's a park where I live, Nani? Like, oh look, a park! Wow, this is actually nice."
Okay,
and then
how long have you been living in this area?
I mean, I've lived in the area like almost like 20, 30 years, but it's like the park was never nice.
Oh.
Now it was like essentially a lot. It was essentially like a lot. But they actually went in and did something to the park. They painted it.
So Leslie Note came through. It was a pit, then it was a lot, and now it's a park.
Now it's a park now, because it was like a section of woods. And that's what it was. It was like a section of woods. And now they just said, well, it was a thicket. And so they just put a park there. And I was like, oh yeah, this is nice. Because we drive. It's like, we don't even really drive in that area. We live in that area, but we don't drive on that side of that area. And so when we go like on that side of the area, it's like, oh, there's a park there. And it's actually nice. And so they're having like nice little events. And they had like a bouncy castle, which my daughter really loves, because she loves a bouncy castle. So she was like, full on into the castle. So that was cool. And I'll probably be doing that over the weekend. And it's getting that close. It's getting to my favorite time of the year, spending money time. So yeah. Looking forward to those good sales, because your boy is gonna need a whole setup. So I'm just like writing. So I'm basically I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need this. I'm gonna need that. So I'm basically like just writing the whole list of things that I need. Because like I got computer, check. High refresh monitor, maybe, check. Like gonna need face cam. And then we're also gonna need like.
Look, I got paid. It'll be coming now. No, everyone. The sob was because, whew, it's been rough, man. It's been fucking rough, boy.
It's rough out here in these streets. But
I will get into this in a bit when Kevin is finished. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah. So, also got my hands on Paramount Plus. So at some point, I'm gonna be watching Lower Decks, and I'm gonna be checking that out. And I'm gonna be watching. And I'm trying. And I'm really trying really hard not to really get into like a TNG comfort watch, because man, I really want to do a TNG comfort watch. Oh, I want to watch Next Generation so bad. Oh, because that was my comfort show. That was my show when I was like, I don't want to watch anything Star Wars. I want to watch complicated boring conversations full of like discussion and maybe some light fights. That's what I
Can
want Star Trek for.
so can I introduce you to Andor?
Oh, we're getting. Oh yeah, Andor's on the list. Oh, Andor is definitely on the list.
All right, it's two things I know I need to cover when you're finished.
Right. But yeah, for the most part, and yep. So pretty much trying to also fighting the urge to not buy a new Xbox controller for the PC, but they look so good and shiny, and then they brought out the Lunar Shift, which is just gray and silver, and I won't say it. Don't tempt me, Major. Don't tempt me. And I've been looking at because I've been looking at that blue, and that blue looks nice. And then that gray with the silver accents, that Lunar Shift, and I was like, I don't have it. My money, I'm broke. And then of course Fortnite stuff, because
Wait, hold on.
oh, and another thing, wow, the two rubs, wow, the disrespect, wow.
I get the other one, but it's
Man.
over there somewhere. I can't reach it.
I'm glad.
is it?
I'm glad. I'm
Or
really glad.
Or is it? Yeah, I think it's over there somewhere. So
I'm
you
glad.
only get two. You only get two. It could have been three.
I'm glad. But and I also saying like if you're quick thing, if you have a bunch of like Twitch clips and you have a YouTube channel, go ahead and throw them joints on YouTube. Make shorts.
Oh,
You know,
wait,
use Streamlat. Use a service called Streamladder. You can make them into like a TikTok, Instagram, basically the vertical format, and then just post them on your post them on YouTube, post them on TikTok, post them on Instagram Reels, and just just spread them out there and diversify your content. I've been out here. Hey,
Hey.
hey, Miss Brittany. Hey, Brittany. So yeah. So we are majority a Twitch, not Twitch, a YouTube Shorts channel. We're gonna be doing some other stuff. So that's what I've been doing. But yes, definitely make the shorts, put them out there. It really is awesome, and it counts to your watch time. I love it. I've like I think I've gone from like I think I have like all like within 3 days I added 23 new subscribers to my channel. So if you definitely have Twitch clips, go ahead and post them on your YouTube channel on the shorts. That's it for me.
Or you could do like I did and hired somebody to do this.
Brag about it.
Yeah, so shout out to Perpetual Noob. We have a new channel video on youtube.com/ Major Links. Damn, I forgot what the name of my damn channel was.
Wow.
Well, I'm in Twitch mode right now, so I really thought about YouTube. But yeah, so we got new channel trailer, which is dope. So, you know, cover some Tech Talk Thursdays. Even some games for Tech Talk Thursdays plays. And even some individual stuff. And every time I watch this video, I crack up, especially with the Tech Talk Thursday stuff. I'm by myself. I think I'm kind of funny, but Tech Talk Thursdays is where it's at. Tech Talk Thursdays is where it's at.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Perpetual Noob for providing me or helping me out with that. That went live last week. So yes, let's get into it. Andor. Watching Andor, love Andor. For those who don't know, it is a political intrigue and spy thriller in the Star Wars universe, which is amazing. It is the question that it is the show that made me question how do interspecies relationships work in this game. I mean, in this universe. I mean, Mass Effect has also made me ask that question, but it's like, really, how does this work? Like, why are there like we're at a brothel, where there are aliens visiting the brothel, and probably aliens working in the brothel. How does any of this work? What would we consider sexy on an alien, and what would, and even then that made me even think about Star Trek. How is Captain Kirk sleeping with all these women? Do they have the same anatomy as humans? What's happening here? Needless to say, in the first 5 minutes of Andor, I really started thinking about sex in science fiction, and it was an interesting little mind journey I went on. But today, or yesterday when I was watching Andor, I was thinking, I wonder what other shows or what forms of entertainment that people in the Star Wars universe are watching or consuming, and what would TV shows in our universe look like if it took place in the Star Wars universe, like a sitcom.
It's a good idea,
right? Like, to think about, like, we're having something similar to like The Americans or Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy or some shit in the Star Wars universe. What would other genres look like? What would a horror movie look like in the Star Wars universe?
Police procedural. What would like a police procedural?
Yeah, that was one of them. What would a police procedural look like?
Or
like Law and Order,
like,
but in Star Wars.
Yeah, because there is like, because we definitely got an idea of like the new what the New Republic is doing. So what would it be like on, like, say Coruscant, like Coruscant Street Blues or something like that?
Yeah.
Or, you know, like or sitcom, just like say like a sitcom rendition. So that's why I feel like Star Wars doesn't get tapped in enough, because I was watching a TikTok about this, about what about those like moments where you have like mundane conversations, because every time there's always downtime. Like, what do they talk about in those moments?
Like it was a scene where a dude went to work. And I'm like, damn, that's right. These people have lives. They have jobs. What the fuck? Yo, this show Andor is making me ask really fucked up, strange questions, but I feel like they are relevant and I need answers. What is a police procedure? What is a workplace comedy in the Star Wars universe? What are, or just like, not even from TV, like, what is a job? Give me a occupation besides stormtrooper, pilot, senator, emperor, laser sword ninja wizard, droid, barkeeper.
Right.
Like, what are other jobs? What farmer? What are other jobs? What do you do?
That's why I kind of liked about where like Book of Boba Fett, where it was like it was written in a way of like a crime drama, like in the vein of like a Sopranos, or like more or less like it's like criminality and like me trying to like oh, he's taking over Mos Esper, and so he has to deal with these different factions, all while trying not to be assassinated, all while trying not to have hits, all while trying to concede power, working with the Hutts, that kind of stuff. That kind of stuff was interesting.
Okay, I can see that Sopranos and like Mando, like that's just a fucking Western.
It really
that is a fucking Western.
I take it back. It kind of reminded me of like Boardwalk Empire in space, where it's like where you have like soapy. I haven't really watched this. So I'm like I watched like maybe like 2 episodes of Boardwalk Empire, but then you have like this faction going up against this faction, and the different plays on each other. So and Mandalorian is pretty much a Western in space.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Or was
Yeah.
it there is a, I'm not sure if it's a series of Japanese movies. I know Bob's Burgers kind of did a spoof on it where it's like a samurai and then like their child or some shit.
Hmm. Yes.
Damn, what is it? It's gonna bother me if I can't figure it out.
Yeah,
Samurai and child
a lot of what
movie.
Star Wars has is elements of
Lone Wolf
like
and Cub. That's what it is. Lone Wolf and Cub.
yes, yes. A lot of it has elements of like westerns and samurai movies,
Yep.
particularly more leaning towards the samurai aspect, with like Han being very much like the man with no being like the man with no name. Uh, man with no name, Hondo Lane, um, like High Noon, basically like almost like think of like an iconic western, and like Star Wars pinched off, especially when it comes to like Mos Eisley, the town, the desert, the roughness, the saloon, aka the canteen.
I mean, to be fair, like I looked it up and I couldn't remember reading about this. The word Jedi is said to have been adopted by George Lucas from Japanese Jedagaiki, meaning period
Yes.
drama motion pictures about samurai.
Yes, like very much Akira Toriyama, and not Toriyama. Fuck, I'll have to look him up later. But
Was it? Oh,
no, I thought Toriyama. It's another. It's another. I know Seven Samurai. Seven Samurai. One a bit. Seven Samurai. That is
Kurosawa. Akira Kurosawa.
Kurosawa, yeah. Yeah, a Kurosawa.
Look that up using Ghost of Tsushima. Because I knew exactly who you were talking about.
Which Kurosawa, like Seven Samurai is the precursor to the movie The Magnificent Seven, which basically a group of samurai protect a village from a evil and just warlord, seven gunmen going up against saving a town from a robber baron. So yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's got a lot. Star Wars always had like western films and samurai movie genres mixed. The Mr. Even like fucking Darth Vader's like whole outfit is like based on samurai armor. So yeah, but yeah, you like bringing up Andor definitely makes me want to see like what can we do in different genres when it comes to Star Wars, because Star Wars has always been about action, but it also could be about drama on top of that,
or just comedy,
or comedy too. Comedic takes, that'd be interesting.
Or like shit, we make a mockumentary or like a fake reality TV show. Like, can people find love in Mos Eisley or some shit? I don't know. Can love be found in Camino?
A love story. The Notebook in Star Wars.
Wow. Rom-coms, let's go. Ooh. Would I watch a rom-com in the Star Wars universe?
Yes.
Yes.
I love that.
I am here for anything Star Wars.
I would rock with that.
I am here for anything Star Wars now.
I would so rock with a Love Actually type like Star Wars. I would, because again, you need to redo that genre. Like what Star Trek is doing, do that.
Yep.
Do that.
Like, not everything has to be about the war. Like, there are people who are living what does everybody else's day-to-day life look like juxtaposed against the Galactic Empire? Like, what does that look like? Like, for me, I watched a whole bunch of reality shows that were being recorded during the pandemic, like just before and then when the pandemic hit, just so I could see what the fuck everybody went through.
Right.
Like watching 90 Day Fiance, like when everything shut down, it's like, oh no, what's going on? We don't have any information. Oh, remember that time when nobody knew what the fuck was happening? Like, what does it look like when Order 66 gets executed in the middle of your police procedure rule?
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of a sudden, you're just starting to investigate a whole bunch of crimes from stormtroopers shooting Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. We were told by the Emperor not to investigate. But we gotta get to the bottom of this.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, what was the other one? Oh, yes. The spending of money and how getting paid once a month, Marcus, fucked over getting paid once a week, Marcus.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Also, the fact that having overdraft protection is really screwing you over. It's about time we get to a point where when you swipe your debit card and you ain't got it, you just ain't got it.
Be like a big X. Be like, ah.
Yes, nope. I need that. I need that now because...
Sir, you have no money.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Now I know I'm not buying this. I am going home the best. Mm-hmm. The way when I shut off the overdraft protection on an account, PayPal tried to take out a subscription. It was like, yeah, your bank account's good. Good. I'm about tired of y'all overdrafting my ass.
Be like, sir, you are broke.
I know.
Act accordingly.
I know. But again, it's not me actively buying things. It's the subscriptions where I was going into an account that would always have money in it. But that's not the case anymore. So every time a subscription would come out of that account. I was like, yeah, dog, there's no money. Yes, I am aware. The money does not flow as easily as it used to.
Mm-hmm. Like, I am broke. Don't.
So yeah, that was fun to take care of. Outside of that, of course, I've been playing with some more Steam Deck. Also, shout out to Vampire Survivors. Hit 1.0 today, and apparently they made some updates. But I want to talk to you guys about this thing on the back. This little thing right here. I'm gonna take off this kickstand. Or I thought I could. I don't know how to take it off. It came off when I threw it earlier today, but it's not. It does not come off manually. Apparently, I don't know.
Not you throwing things.
I threw it on a blanket. Oh, there it goes. Yes, I took off the kickstand. But yeah, so this is that thing I was showing last week, the Deckmate. As you can see right here, it has like two little holders for micro SD cards. But yeah, so this thing here, so you can see where that Valve logo is, like in between this little bracket. So I can put I have other little attachments I can go right here. One of them being like an adhesive little pad that I can attach to like a battery and hook the battery up. That way I have extended power to my Steam Deck. But you remember also last week when I said, I am now extending my obsession with storage to the Steam Deck, to which I wanted to know if I can attach a hard drive. Like physically attach a hard drive to it. I could take that same adhesive, attach it to a portable SSD, figure out some way to mount it in Linux, and walk around with 2, 3, even 4 terabytes of storage through USB-C. So yeah, I did it. It's a nice little thing here where I can kind of like have it sit propped up if I'm working on it, or just need it to kind of sit out of the way somewhere and not have to be constantly lying down. But mainly I got the thing for this weird hard drive idea, but also because of the fact that it keeps these micro SD cards close to me in the event I need to switch them out, and I don't need to go searching for a small like microchip everywhere. Can I link? Yes. Yes, I can. I almost got rid of the link, but I said no because people are going to want to know. People are going to want to know. They want to know. They want to know. There we go. So yeah, the link I put in the chat is for the Essentials bundle. That's the one that I bought. Also, if you have a 3D printer, they will give you for free the plans, like the files you would need to 3D print the parts. That way you just do it yourself. They ask for a donation, but they do have those files. So it's like you can either pay to get them, have them printed and ship it to you, or you can make them yourself. But of course, I have no 3D printer, and I don't mind supporting. This is the best peripheral I have seen, the best accessory I have seen for the Steam Deck. Like I've seen cases and all sorts of things. This thing right here is the best one I've seen. And shout out to Deckmate for that. Let's see. That's it. It's just been Steam Deck and just me chilling on the couch, sleeping, playing video games, watching TV. It looks like it's red alert in Sin's room.
It's mood lighting.
Oh. This Brit says, "I need to play mine." What were you playing on your Steam Deck? What? Also, hey, look.
I don't have a Steam Deck, so we're going to talk about that. I don't have one of those.
Oh well, Miss Britt says she needs to play hers. What? Yes, Brittany. What are you playing on? What are you playing on your Steam Deck? Like, again, I've been playing Vampire Survivors. Oh, that reminds me. And I might mention this later on too. Trying to start a gaming club, like a game club, where we play a game and we discuss it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I might have some more details about that a little bit. It's going to take me some time to sit down, really think about it. Also to get through my renewed obsession of Vampire Survivor so I can actually play something else. I did turn on Octopath Traveler on Game Pass. Just to see what a turn-based game looks like on the cloud. I still would rather buy Octopath Traveler on Steam at this point. Either that or
on Game Pass.
I was playing it on Game Pass on here. It's not doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Doesn't look great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It plays okay because it is turn-based, but it's still that thing of this is streaming at not great quality. I would rather play this natively.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know it'll get better. Again, I'm still having a campaign of Microsoft needs to make a native app for Linux so we can play it on the Steam Deck. But until then, I honestly had all these plans, but time is limited and I haven't played but like 30 minutes. I played Potion Permit. That's it. Octopath is really good, but yeah, it's something I want to sit down and play, but I did not like how cloud gaming looked on the Steam Deck. Yeah, it's not. And we've got an article to talk about it. Speaking of articles to talk about, yep, Microsoft is not seeing cloud gaming the way they used to. I mean, and it could be for a myriad of reasons. More celebrities are buying more social networks, and I thought I had a third one, but I don't. But let's just get into it. Time to get into the news, switching over to my VMix and doing a merge. Starting off with this week's tech articles, we've got Apple Store workers in Australia are going on strike, and boy, they're going on strike at a very, very convenient time. almost as if they had early knowledge as to when products were going to release. And you were like, you know what? Now's the time. Now is the time.
Best time to do it. Best time to do it.
Apple isn't just facing unionization efforts among its retail workers. The New York Times reports about 150 store staff went on strike for an hour. Damn. For some reason, I thought it was longer than that, but I think I was reading it earlier that day and was like, oh, okay, this is going to go a little bit longer. It did not. For an hour Tuesday after negotiations for better pay and working conditions hit an impasse. On Wednesday, they refused to provide a mix of services that included repairing AirPods and managing deliveries. Okay. The striking employees showed support for unions and called for a range of improvements, including the higher income and schedules with 2 consecutive days off. Excuse me. Apple had offered staff a higher minimum wage of $27.64 Australian US dollars, about $17.35 US, in talks with unions, but the shop Distributive and Allied Employees Association union called that a real wage cut that didn't account for inflation. That group wants 31 AUD or 1953 US, wage roughly equivalent to what American workers get. It's also difficult to have weekends with the current scheduling, the workers said. As in the US, there are allegations Apple is using anti-union tactics. The association claims Apple interfered with labor organizers trying to survey employees ahead of negotiations. Apple has supposedly tried to rush a vote on the deal. So seems that they're kind of like not actively doing things that they should be doing. I wonder what this will look like, or what this is looking like today. Let's see. I know this is so it's 12 p.m. in Australia right now. Those new iPads just came out, are available in storage right now. What do you think it looks like trying to pick up an iPad in an Apple store in Australia right now? Given the fact that they're not doing, they're kind of like just like half-assing their job right now. Or at least as of the writing, they were half-assing their job.
Probably gonna be a big deal because
I mean, all I can say is more power to them.
Yeah, that part. That part.
I wish them the absolute best. They deserve everything that they're coming for.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
And speaking, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm just laughing at what Ruin says. Like, 4th gen.
Where did you even find that?
Mm-hmm. Pawn shop.
Speaking of generations of iPads, the 10th generation iPad is now out right now. It has a new redesign. Looks just like the iPad Pro, Mini, and Air, and also the iPhones. With that squared industrial design. They've gotten rid of the home button. They are still selling the 9th gen iPads that do have the home button for a little bit cheaper price. All that cool. It's whatever. The odd thing about this iPad that the other iPads don't have to deal with is that this iPad still uses the 1st generation Apple Pencil. For those who do not know, that is an Apple Pencil that does not magnetically mount to the iPad, does not wirelessly charge. It uses a lightning connection to charge the pencil, and you have to stick it to the bottom of the fucking iPad to charge it.
So it looks like it has a tail.
So dumbass design anyway. Oh yes, I forgot to mention that this iPad also has USB Type-C in it.
Yep.
So What is an Apple Pencil owner to do with a USB-C iPad that has an Apple Pencil with a lightning connector?
A dongle, you say?
A dongle!
When in doubt, dongle.
How embarrassing.
What in the fuck?
Couldn't just
Y'all
just
went
create,
through all of
I
this
don't know.
effort just to make all these specialized charging ports and everything just to end up using a fucking dongle.
Oh, the bleeps.
Just so we're clear, just so we're clear here, right? I'm gonna see if is this a high res? No, this is not a high res image. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just go. We go right now. I want the biggest fucking picture of this device, right?
How much is that mug?
Just so we're clear. Okay, this is just playing a video. I don't want a video. Just so we're clear,
No.
right here. Okay, I made it bigger. You know, as a matter of fact, here we go. This is what I want. Straight ass fucking edges, right? Easily. You can put some magnets there, little charger into the side. Use a fucking second gen Apple Pencil. The iPad Mini, which is, I want to say, even smaller than the fucking pencil, can take the second gen Apple Pencil. But you sell me a tablet with a USB-C port and tell me that I still can't use the newest Apple Pencil. And if I want an Apple Pencil, not I can get if you upgraded your iPad and you may want to still use your old one, your old Apple Pencil. But no, I am buying a new iPad for the first time and I am buying a new Apple Pencil. You're telling me I have to buy the first gen, the one with the old ass technology, the one that still has a fucking lightning port. And in order for me to fucking charge this shit, I need a fucking dongle. You couldn't even be bothered to just re-engineer the first gen Apple Pencil to allow me to plug it in. Shut up, Siri. You part of the problem. You couldn't re-engineer the first gen Apple Pencil to have a USB-C port to plug it in like the dumbass Lightning one. Siri, no, you talking that mess. She gonna defend him. Like,
Don't talk about my man. Don't talk about my daddy.
How do you? This doesn't even make sense. Like, also, what is this picture? What are you even looking at? It's like you got the dongle. Is that a hole for the lightning port?
Yes.
And then a hole for.
Yep.
Now that's the lightning.
This is the lightning.
And then the other side.
This is USB-C.
That's C. So apparently you would still need a C to C.
Or you just need a USB-C charging cable. Whether it's USB-A or USB-C. Or if you were plugging it into the iPad, USB-C to C.
Yeah.
You plug the dongle in.
Yeah.
And then you plug the pencil in.
Yeah.
Okay. Redemption.
$9.
Wait, hold on. No, there's redemption though. Can you still use the Apple Pencil when it's plugging up charging.
You gotta check the overview for that one.
Please do not tell me to answer that question.
I don't think it did. Got to wait for the reviews on that
Okay.
one.
Also, hold on. Let me check this article. Let me check the article real quick. So, okay. So at least Apple isn't fucking everybody over, because I saw the wording on here and it kind of had me concerned, because it's the USB-C to Apple Pencil adapter is required to pair and charge Apple Pencil 1st Gen with iPad 10th Gen. Which made me wonder, if I were to buy an Apple Pencil, would I have to also buy this? But luckily here, it says new Apple Pencil units include the adapter in the box.
That's fine.
So they didn't completely fuck up. They came dangerously close.
They were on the precipice.
Yes.
And yet they were like, no, we'll give new people.
I still, why? You like, I want to point out, flat sides. You could have done this. You could have made this compatible with 2nd Gen Apple Pencil, and you chose not to.
So 2nd Gen only for the pros, and then
no,
everybody else.
No, 2nd Gen Apple Pencil for Pro, Air, and Mini. Literally every iPad except for iPad.
Yeah, the regular. We'll just call that the regular degular. Yeah. Everybody else,
they were so close. They were right there. Industrial angular design, USB-C, new internal components, but you fumbled at the 1 yard line.
Well, we'll have to check. We'll have to look back at this at the 11th Gen next year when the 11th Gen comes out.
I can't. Why? I was like, oh, they did it. This looks cool. And they were like, but dongle. And I'm like, but no.
Mm-hmm. This, but dongle.
Hold on. No, it's like, this is a work of art. This is a piece of shit. I just. In more weird news, Nvidia unlaunches a graphics card.
I think me and Ruin kind of like talked about this last week when it happened. We kind of chewed on this one a lot, the unlaunching, because why? Why? You knew it was a bad idea when you had 2 SKUs for the 4080s, and then you had we have the 12, which is comically underpowered compared to the other one, which is the actual factual. It's like the 16 is the actual factual. It is a 4080. It is meant for a 4080. It's scaled down. It's not as powerful as the 4090, but it's the top card. You know, it's the top card for the top people who don't want a 4090. it's top adjacent. And so when you bring up two SKUs to really confuse the market, when you could just say like, fist on the table and say buy the 16 gigs or now. If you want a 4080, you got to spend that 4080 money instead of like offering a stripped down, less powerful card compared to the 16 gigs, which again, only I know that this is out strictly because of the crypto market, because it's for the cryptos. But see, now the bottom has fallen down to crypto, and so now they're like, oh, well, gee, and people are not. You mean they're not going to buy it? And the miners cannot buy it. We're gonna unlaunch it. We're gonna unlaunch it, guys.
Yeah, it's a joke.
It's
It's a joke. It's a joke. Don't even worry about it.
Sorry, we heard what you said, and by heard, we made a whole bunch of them, and our board partners made a whole bunch of them, and so now we're just gonna have to slap maybe like a 4070 sticker on.
Nope, they're unlaunched. They're unlaunched. We're not doing that with them. Unlaunched. They don't exist.
Until they do exist.
They don't exist.
Until the 4070 Ti comes out.
Somebody shut this man up. They do not exist. They do not exist.
Until they do exist.
They do not exist. It was unlaunched.
They're gonna have a 70 where the 80 was.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're unlaunched. These cards do not exist.
Yeah.
Somebody get Siri, call a lawyer. Sue this man for defamation of character. He's defaming the character of these graphics cards.
Remember, kiddies, it's not defamation or slander if it's true.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Shut him down. Of course. Thank you. Thank you. Of course, we were talking about the RTX 4080 12 gigabyte, which just, if it was like, you know what? Nah, just don't even worry about these cars, bro. Just don't even worry. This is not here. I don't know what you're talking about. Turns out it was a 4060 Ti all along.
Yep.
How well do you think a 4080 unlaunched special edition would sell? Yeah, I got that 4080 Unfounders edition, baby.
Yeah, I got that unlaunched. You trying to get that unlaunched? I've got a eBay listing with your name on it, kiddo.
Like, when I saw this, like, what you could do that? Like, apparently, that's a thing you could do?
Exactly, Merge. Exactly.
Let's see, PC Gamer says, following that, it's likely that the card that was once destined to be the RTX 4080 12 gigabyte will take on a new disguise as the RTX 4070.
I'm telling you, it's happening.
So we just need to write down these specs. Actually, no, I'm pretty sure that once the 4070 is announced, someone's going to look at these specs. These game recognized game. You look kind of familiar.
I'm telling you, all we need to do is wait for Steve to jump on it.
Look, Young says EVGA probably glad they got out when they did instead of dealing with the shenanigans.
Ooh,
what if this is why EVGA got out? They're like, so no, this is a bad idea.
2 4080s, 2 SKUs,
2
instead of 1, 2 SKUs, and how them make 4070s? What do you mean? How many? What? No. We're out. We'll make power supplies. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we shutting this whole thing down. Just all no.
Shut it down.
Shut it all down.
Be like John Tapper. Shut it down. Why is there a rat in the kitchen? Shut it down.
EVGA wouldn't have known until the rest of his Nvidia don't tell us anything. Wait,
They
is
were like,
Tycho saying that he works for EVGA?
Tycho's plant.
Yep. We got a man on the inside. All right, let's go.
Like say he reports directly to Dr. Lisa Sue.
Wow.
Lisa say, Tycho, infiltrate.
Well, actually, I don't know because he didn't know who Raja was. Oh, unless that's what he wanted me to think. He didn't know who Raja was.
Counteroffensive.
Ooh. Oh man, is this spy thriller in the Major's house universe? Subterfuge. I don't even know what that word means. It seems like it fits. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell the public anything. They tell EVGA the same amount of shit. I don't know. They might have told EVGA something. So look, all we know, something happened, and EVGA was like, "Fuck that! We're not making any graphics cards."
I think they were like, "Here is our lineup," because they
yeah, like they have
our
this
lineup.
They got to talk the board
in the
partners.
vein of a vague but in the vein of a vague memo.
Yeah,
where they were like, you need to commit designs to how many SKUs in how many different designs. On top of that,
yeah.
unless you're Asus, and then Asus has like maybe like 3 or 4 of them mugs.
Tycho, like you said that they told Nvidia they were done in April. Like, understand how long Nvidia are like 40 series. Like, imagine how long Nvidia RTX 40 series leaks were out there. People were talking. People knew shit.
Streets.
People knew shit.
Streets was they probably, like I say,
Streets is talking.
Vague memo sometime in March. Here's the level of SKUs. They probably.
All right, we got a second source
of the 30 series.
We got a second source. Verge also confirms that that board partners don't know. Fine.
Damn. Okay.
Look, that's it. You know what? I'm starting another podcast. I'm gonna call it Infotech Wars. It was still like Alex Jones. Look, they're video. They're telling you everything. They're telling the board partners everything. They don't tell us everything. That's why EVA and JB is out. I'm telling you, these boards are plants.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
look, I just want to. That's it. I want a podcast now where I can make tech conspiracy theories and make them just as fucking wild as shit.
You got nearly $1 billion on you.
Look, Ninja. He's already got the RTX 70 series cards. They already got them. They're already burning crypto right now. They're running the simulation that we're living in right now. The simulation is running RTX 7090s.
The way I'm scrambling. My chase.
I can't even keep up that voice long enough.
I don't know how he does it.
Right? But no, I mean, we've heard him talk, though. He talks like that.
Again.
They're going to sue you for a smooth billion after the first episode.
Smooth billion. Because you know what happened?
They said our 40 series cards were false flags. It's like, stop.
I say for some, they drag it out. For others, they get you quick. Yeah.
Bird says
they ain't dragging it out.
But Bird says it's the vitamins. It's the vitamins that make him talk like that forever.
I'd be like, come here, buy my
gamer fuel
testosterone supplements.
Make a game like Ninja. Woo. Oh my goodness. Speaking of 4090s though, or 40 series cards, apparently 8 RTX 4090s could crack most passwords in 48 minutes.
So instead of cryptos, scamming.
No, there's like, no, we're just not going to go the roundabout MLM route. We're just going to steal your fucking money. Like, fuck that.
Scams. We can't crypto no more. Scams.
Fine, we'll drop the charade. Let's see. So where is it? Damn it, where the fuck is it? Oh, wait. Crypto mining's off the cards, but it turns out the new Nvidia RTX 4090 is a dab hand at hacking and not just gaming. Stick 8 of them in a password cracking rig for a paltry $13,000. And you can break an 8-character password in just 48 minutes.
I feel like this is right around like the same kind of thing where like quite a bit ago now, people were just like, do you have any idea how much you could run off of like the processing power of like a couple of PlayStation 3s? They're like, yeah, we know you built it to do like a whole bunch of complex computational stuff and everything else. And that's why people started snatching up these things for like crypto mining. Like, where?
Yeah, I think like the Navy had bought like a whole fleet of PS3s to do simulations at one point.
Yep, they did.
The thing is with this one is like, one, they would kind of have to have physical access to your machine. 2, this is, I think, alphanumeric and not like alphanumeric with special characters. As Tycho also adds some context to it. Important context there, because as cards get more and more powerful, that amount of time gets smaller and the amount of characters goes up. Right. So right now it's just like 8 alphanumeric. But yeah, I feel like you're mixing cases, using more than 8 characters, and you're mixing in symbols to go along with it. It increases the complexity like exponentially. So again, 1, choose a strong password, more than 8 characters, recommended about 12 characters, mixing upper lowercase numbers and special characters if it is allowed. Also, 2-factor your shit, because even if they were to hack your shit, they'd still need that second factor. Regardless of what platform it is, please 2-factor your stuff. There. Also, I don't know that many hackers that are going to round up with like 8 4090s. Apparently, GPU sales are returning to normal, because I've been hearing that people have been able to go to a store and pick up a graphics card. Granted, it was a 4090, which retails for what, like $2,000 or some shit? Like, how much does this go for? Okay, so PC gamers. Okay, there we go. Where is it? Just saw it. Yeah, $1,600 for RTX 3090. I mean 4090. And where's my calculator? So 8 times 1,600. Oh yeah. So actually, I thought 1,300 actually might be the cost of the graphics cards, and like $200 for like a motherboard, like a small hard drive. Hackers are just going to use stolen AWS accounts and cloud GPUs. Yeah, I can see that. Microsoft apparently has a list of malicious drivers and hasn't updated that list since 2018 or 2019, which means every Microsoft PC in existence is probably vulnerable to attack, and I don't know what to do about that. Let's see here. For almost 2 years, Microsoft officials botched a key Windows defense and unexplained lapse that left customers open to a malware infection technique that has been especially effective in recent months. Microsoft officials have steadfastly asserted that Windows Update will automatically add new software drivers to a block list designed to thwart a well-known trick in the malware infection playbook. The malware technique, known as BYOVD, short for Bring Your Own Vulnerable Driver, makes it easy for an attacker with administrative control to bypass Windows kernel protections. Rather than writing an exploit from scratch, the attacker simply installs any of dozens of third-party drivers with known vulnerabilities. Then the attacker exploits those vulnerabilities to gain instant access to some of the most fortified regions of Windows. Hey, remember when we warned against kernel level drivers for video game anti-cheat? You know, for games such as Valorant, Call of Duty, and most recently, Genshin Impact? And how, specifically for that last one, Genshin Impact, one of their kernel level drivers is exploitable? This would have protected against it, but
this chamomile is delicious, I have to say.
Indeed. Very refreshing.
Like, how? Just... As a matter of fact, here it is. In July, a ransomware threat group installed the driver MHYPROT2.sys, a deprecated anti-cheat driver used by the wildly popular game Genshin Impact, during targeted attacks that went on to exploit a code execution vulnerability in the driver to burrow further into Windows. Oh, look, MSI Afterburner, which God knows how many gamers have installed, had an issue. Avast Antivirus, a virus scanning tool, had an exploit. Like, just how? Like, how do you not update your shit? Just, I think between this and me thinking fondly of my Steam Deck made me ask that question. Hey, how many people are willing to switch to Linux for their gaming needs now? Because, I mean... Yeah, I know, Tycho, they're not. I know. I have been getting that answer loud and clear all fucking week. Actually, as a matter of fact, how is that poll doing? I don't think I bookmarked it, but let's see, how is that poll doing? Let's see. There it is. That's what I'm looking for. Let's open this up. Let's click poll. You know what? That's not bad. That's not bad results. 38.1% of people said they would do it, or they would at least consider it. I wonder who the yes votes are, because like nobody, like everybody I've heard from who has been vocal about it replied saying no and why they wouldn't do it. Nobody's actually come out and said yes, and I will do it in a heartbeat. As a matter of fact, I'm installing Arch right now. Anywho. Oh, you want the link to that tweet? it's in Discord. I posted it in Discord, but you can have the link to the tweet. Yeah, I know, Merge. Again, I know why nobody's doing it. I was just hoping that maybe there were converts because of the Steam Deck. Like, look, it's successful. It is popular. It is doing the thing, but it's not enough. Then again, I was listening to a podcast today, and they were saying that the average Linux user does not look like Tycho, where they're using Linux every day. The average Linux user actually looks like me, to where I use everything and then use Linux when I need to get the work done, or if there's a specific task that I need done that involves Linux. Tycho, why must you just sit here and squash my dreams? I just will dream of a day in which people will move en masse from the problematic platform to a known good one. It's great, but no, you won't let me have that. You won't let me have that dream. Mastodon and Twitter. To even worse news, I don't even know how this is worse than Microsoft not updating malicious driver lists, but it is. Because Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, is buying the free speech platform Parler.
Yeah. That's one of them things where it's like that's the kind of stuff you watch from a distance.
But, and this is the thing that really tripped me out, was later that day, an email came out where somebody did not understand how to use BCC this is Adam Ryan on Twitter, Adam Rye _N. Today's media operations fail. Parler sent an email to all users with 300 plus of their verified users CC'd instead of BCC'd. Now hundreds of people are replying, and everyone has access to the personal emails of many verified users and Parler investors.
Whoop. Well, seems like people are slowly in the fuck. We're clearly all in the find out phase. You know, we are clearly in the find out phase.
Just
after people have done completely and utterly effed around. So, yeah.
Between Parler and Truth Social, two companies who are like, we are the companies that are going to let everybody have their say, because big tech doesn't. Like, one, do y'all not understand why big tech is as big as it is, and why y'all don't get hired to do these jobs? It's shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally shit like this. Or in, I think it was a Truth Social's case, because Devin Nunes runs that one. I think that's the other one I was ranting on, where you could be on Android if you just release the APK, which you can do for free, but you don't do that. and none of your Android users can use the platform.
Mm-hmm.
There is a reason why y'all don't work in big tech. And it's just dumb shit like this. I would not be surprised if whoever sent this outreach email did used to work for a big tech company or just any company and was the worst executive assistant on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Did not even go to school for this. Just knows a guy who knows a guy who knew the CEO. Wanted to work for a tech company, regardless of how problematic it was. In this.
Mm-hmm. Just was like, you know what? I just want to be. I don't want to. It's too much liberals in this. I want to work for something awesome, or it could literally just be a graft. Like, you know, it could be a graft. Like, we could tell them, but we rather not. And we're just gonna we're gonna graft because we don't graft. Cause we just gonna graft. Cause, you know, that's how we roll. You know, graft is gonna graft. Am I right? Am I right?
What are we grafting? Like, are we talking about like peaches and lemon trees?
You mean
What's
grift?
happening here?
Yeah, graft, scamming. Like, let's go with that.
Oh, okay, so we dip it into the crypto bag.
So
Yeah, we out here scamming out here. We're scamming in these streets.
So I'm not sure how many people have seen 30 Rock. But Truth Social and Parler is giving Tracy Jordan and Denise Richards.
Ooh.
For those who do not know, this is an episode of 30 Rock called Idiots Are People Too. To where Tracy Jordan felt discriminated against because he is not the smartest person in the room. And the whole episode was him gathering supporters in New York, probably not too far from Trump Tower, so I'd imagine Trump was not too far away, protesting that people look at idiots like second-class citizens. And I feel like this is Parler and True Social screaming, nobody takes us seriously. Everybody is always trying to silence our voices, even with these robot penises in front of us, amplifying our voices. We are being silenced. So we should create our platform.
See, that's the thing about silence. You have to be silenced to be silenced. Y'all are very much loud.
All you need to do is reply all saying, don't reply all, you idiots. Reply all saying, please take me off this list. Repeat. I just have fun. Have fun. Just
it's just embarrassing.
Are you not embarrassed? This is embarrassing.
Netflix is in the news. It's been a while since we've talked about Netflix.
Yeah, like it's been a smooth like 3 or 4 months, I think.
Yeah, they've been quiet because they've been working on something. They've been working on profile transfers. You know, in the event that, you know, hey, you break up with your boo and, you know, we don't want them to start over, you can at least amicably help them separate their profile from yours. They can start paying for their own Netflix subscription instead of, having that awkward thing where, you got the passwords and the thing. It's just a whole mess, right? Or when you leave your parents' house and you don't want to start over on your Netflix profile, when you move off to college and, you get your own Netflix subscription and, you just don't want to start from the beginning to build your curated list of Netflix shows and movies. I think I covered all the examples in which Netflix would want you to transfer your profile. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
I think so.
I feel
But
like I did.
what's funny was watching people talking about this and being like, but how are they going to? Well, this is going to probably be in the follow-up article, but how are they going to make you do that?
Well, how are they going to make you transfer profiles?
And force you to pay up for things. But that's in the article that comes after this. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it when we get there.
You ruined the joke.
Am I ruining
Because
it though?
that was the other reason why they would want you to transfer a profile. Because once they start charging you for password sharing, you go say, "Oh, no, motherfucker, you getting off my account today." But yes, Netflix has figured out what they needed to figure out, and they are bringing it to the masses. They will be charging users an extra fee if they find out that you're sharing your password next year. And there are many theories as to how they'll do it. I have introduced my own on Twitter, to which I've had an individual come through and try to smash it all down. But I mean,
like, I'm sitting here like, log me in exists, and so do like Apple accounts. Like, I just feel like these are things that it's really easy to imagine structures for. So the question for me isn't like the question for me is how they're going to do that, unless can they. But people are legit asking whether or not they can. And it's just kind of like, what do you mean? IP addresses are a thing. Asking people to register devices is a thing. Limited amounts of devices to an account are a thing for online and offline services. Like, SurveyMonkey's right there.
you know what? I didn't even think about the fact that they could just have they are the way they do. They have a device limit, but it's for simultaneous devices.
But yeah, like they can just like impose a hardcore straight device limit and be like,
right,
register that, like register
also,
this, and when we do that, that's it.
Also, given the fact I just said, like they have a simultaneous device limit, right? How can they do that if they don't know the devices that are using the service, even if it's coming from the same fucking IP address?
Well, like the thing is, right? This is like, hey, you have like simultaneous device limits. All they would have to do is effectively just go, no.
Like Tycho mentions, Sony does it, Apple does it. Like you can only, I think for iTunes, you can only have your iTunes password signed into 5 different copies of iTunes,
and that's it. And that's it.
Like, I run into that. Like I run into that issue when I reinstall Windows.
And it's one of those things of being like, these aren't hard scenarios to imagine at all. So like imagine me being online and people are just like, how are they going to do this? And I'm just like, y'all already have iTunes. Y'all already have Spotify. It's not like y'all have like any like difficulty with imagining software and or hardware that has device limitations. And it's not that hard. And some of y'all like forget that y'all have IP addresses. If you are literally streaming, like something in like, like in New York, and then like an hour or some change later streaming in Phoenix, people are gonna figure out that something.
Yeah, it's
up.
not that hard to figure out.
Like, homie, the things that you use that access the internet just tell on you all the time. Literally all the time. What do you mean? I had to, like thankfully I had someone who was just kind of like, oh, okay, something I hadn't thought about that, but that's fair. But like this is why y'all come to Tech Talk Thursday for Tech Nugs and everything else, because when I tell you that people are out here like and forgetting regularly how often a
Right.
company could just know several things about you at any given moment and put two and two together about some of this stuff. Y'all don't
Right.
do that.
And we have like also talked about the idea of possibly having the pre-family pass situation. You know, like instead of it being like one person, we can all have like 5 people like pay like $5 a month, and then you have them locked into the system with their own profiles and whatnot. It's not really that hard. We have discussed it.
Like,
and
not
yet,
only have we discussed it, but it's like stuff that's been existed for decades.
Right.
At this point.
Others have done with awesome success.
That
And
y'all are currently
all
using.
we are saying is maybe you might want to cheat off their paper. I'm just saying. Maybe you would kind of want to add that too, instead of being like, hey, let me go ahead and add you for them passwords.
Because, I mean, as it currently stands, if I log into something brand new on a brand new device, I automatically get an email that pings me and says, hey, someone just logged in over here. Is this you? I know that if they can send me an email about it, that's also information they can see. We're just talking about my email. Come on, y'all. Don't do this.
Now, I had to check. Now, granted, like, depending on which service I use, or let's not even just take a step further. There are websites you can go to that will sit there and give you your location so you can shop at the local fucking store. Best Buy, Walgreens, Walmart, Target, what the fuck else? Now you can manually set it, or your browser can just tell it, but you gotta give it that permission, right? Netflix may not even, if you were to pull up Netflix on a browser, they may not let you go forward until you allow them to see your location. But again, it's that thing of they may not even ask that because of the fact that your IP address will give it away. Not to mention the fact there are sites like this that exist that will show you where you live. Now, granted, this location is not correct. This is not where I live. And that is a benefit of my IP address being weird and not necessarily assigned to me. Or it's assigned to me, but it's assigned to me from a different location. It's the same reason why I go to Walgreens. I'm in Connecticut. If I get the Apple two-factor authentication, it says I'm in Connecticut, which I find hilarious, but also have to really sit and think about, okay, did I just ask for my two-factor password? So yeah, like it baffles me to an extent, because I have to remember who I am following on Twitter. As saying this point, so like, yeah, like, oh, I didn't know people were asking. Yeah, people were asking these questions legitimately on Twitter. And it baffles me sometimes that people are asking these questions. But again, it's one of the reasons why I created the show, because there are not enough people like us talking about this to people that look like us.
Yes.
This hurts people like us because we do not know the basic tools that have existed for 20 to 30 years that would enable this.
Right.
Well, like, there's that too. A lot of it is also based in like history, because like people like myself and Kevin and Major not only have like a grasp of this because it's like the work that we do, but we also grew up at a time where these were things like these low-lying structures that enable stuff like this were things that you had to know. You had to. Like, you had whole classes that were just like, this is what a file structure is. This is what a directory means. This is what happens when you double click on an item and it opens. Like, all of that stuff. We had to know. So when we get to the point in tech that things like this happen, we've come to a point now where people are so used to just having things be very opaque about how stuff works. It just works, but no one knows how it works because you don't have to know. It's in the cloud. It just works.
Right.
Or, it's online. Right. It just works.
And it's a thing where
it's the knowing of how the sausage is being made.
And also, it's a thing to
part.
It's a thing to where people hear things like they hear the buzzwords. Like, so people, another thing I've been seeing as this was being talked about earlier in the year, like, well, I'll just use a VPN. And it was a thing of, and I had to explain to somebody last night because he tried to say that too. There are people who are not us. Yes. Who, when they say VPN, I'm like, oh, that just solves the problem. No, because again, it baffles me that podcasts advertise using VPNs to watch shows in other countries. How Netflix has not shut that off, I don't understand. But I would not be surprised if that shit was coming too. Two, there are people who look like us, or just people in general who watch Netflix on their smart TVs, on their consoles. They own Apple TVs, Fire Sticks, Roku sticks. And they're using their home Wi-Fi that was set up by Spectrum, AT&T, Comcast. They have no control over, can't put a VPN, can't use a custom DNS server to route traffic elsewhere. Also, given the fact too that Netflix has probably installed last mile boxes in the ISP server rooms closer to your house, that way you can get 4K video like that, because it's not like it's coming from California. People don't understand. Like, there are people who are tech savvy who are like me, but even to a worse extreme, to where it's like, okay, I realize there are people who aren't me, who do not know what I know.
I say that all the time.
Right. Kevin is in both. Even chats called me out multiple times about this shit, and I am learning. Yep. But there are people who don't have friends that are nice enough. And I want to say nice, even though they are very much dicks about it.
Right.
They are very much dicks about it, but don't have friends that are nice enough to say, hey, this doesn't apply to everybody.
Yes.
To where you say VPN, that ain't gonna help mom, pop, mama, papa. Nope. Ain't helping them. It ain't helping out Uncle Pookie and Cousin Norbit. Right.
Because I'm like, because I literally be yelling and speaking, because I'm the go between my mom and AT&T in like saying like when they're telling her to reset the unblock, basically reset the box, and I'm like, how is she gonna be able to do this? She's a 73-year-old black woman. How is she gonna be able to do this?
And then,
so you need to send a tech.
And then you amplify it. It's like you amplify that. It's like you're there, but there are other folks like her that don't have people there.
That's why she needs a tech. Yeah.
It's why, like, when the tech shows up at my parents' house, my mom calls me immediately.
Yes.
And I'm like, I remember the last time she did, that tech got fucking pissed because he could not upsell her. It was like, I could hear it in his voice, like, oh my God, I wish you would hang up with him. Fuck.
Damn.
But yeah, it baffles me. It baffles me to an extent that people don't know this. But again, that's then I hear the Kev Sin chat in my ear say, hey, not everyone's like you. Okay, great. Then I see the other ones where it's like, we'll just use the VPN. There are people where that is literally the infrastructure they can't. I could only within the past year have I had an infrastructure in my house to install a whole house VPN. I did not have that before, and this is me because of the devices I chose to use to provide networking in my home. So even if I'm making those decisions because I'm looking at something that works best for me and my family, imagine those who they don't make those decisions. They only go through Comcast, AT&T, whoever. They're using the wireless that's coming off of the all-in-one, all-purpose modem.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And then like they're
Whatever
sharing a
the modem
password with
provides,
somebody.
yeah, whatever the
And
modem
mind you,
provides, they will use.
and
There's
like
stuff. There are
so,
still people who rent a like if you have like cable, you rent your modem, like, and then you
Yeah.
pay that rental fee. Not many others are gonna know. Hey guys, you and I always see like the rare articles. Hey guys, you can like save like money by buying your own modem, and I'm like, yeah,
and mind
I know
you,
that.
it's
But how
literally
many other people do
$50.
know that or
It's
want to do that?
well, to be fair, especially if it's a cable modem, it's not that difficult.
It's not that
It's
difficult. But
really
again,
I
But
mean,
who
like the
would
I
want to do
understand
that?
your statement, but just to
Yeah,
put it out, like, hey, in case you do, it's
yeah,
not
you
that
can.
expensive. But you still have to know
Not
what you need
expensive,
to.
not that difficult.
Yeah, it's not expensive, not difficult, but you still need to know which one you're supposed to get, and that might
Mm-hmm.
catch you.
And also,
That
you
might
just
catch
have to
you.
know, in a lot of cases, some people just have to know that they can. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like the big part of this is not necessarily figuring out the tools because people will Google something in a minute when they're aware that
Mm-hmm.
there's something to Google. Like, there is like, if I have those things at my house set up in whatever way, like Spectrum came over here, or in this case, AT&T came over here, dropped off a box, set up some stuff, and left. If I have it here, it's because, like, I'm aware that I could do extra with this, but I don't feel like it. So this
Mm-hmm.
box will work. But there's a difference between doing that and making a choice for convenience
Yeah.
versus people who are not aware that they even have that choice and then just going, this is the way that things function. And it has to function this way. No, it doesn't.
No. I mean, there were like honestly, I have been renting a modem since 2016. I owned one previously, but I didn't know they upgraded my service. And this is where getting the right modem matters, because if you buy the wrong
Mm-hmm.
one, you could be throttling your own speed, which is what I found
Right.
out. When I found
Right.
out my wife was not working and I could not afford to buy the right one. So
Mm-hmm.
I decided to rent again because then it was a part of my bill. And now that I have AT&T fiber, I don't know if I can buy a fiber modem. Also don't really want to find out either. Again, I don't pay that much for my internet service here, so it's not breaking the bank for me. But Spectrum Internet, Time Warner and Spectrum, yeah, like they raking you over the fucking coals. And like
No,
I
like
was
straight up,
glad
it's
to,
between 30 and 50, like $30 to $50 extra per month to rent that
yeah.
nonsense.
Like for me, I'm paying $85 flat out for my internet. I am okay renting whatever it is they have. This is the cheapest I've had internet, and I have symmetrical gigabit. I am not fucking complaining. So drop your recommendation for a DOCSIS 3.1. I do not have one. I mean, Motorola Surfboard. Like, there's that. You can get an Aris
Yep.
one, ARRIS. But yeah, I've
Mm-hmm.
not bought a DOCSIS modem in God knows how long. Again, it's not. I started renting in 2016, so I bought my modem years prior.
Yeah.
Dude, like Ruin, I am still surprised that I have symmetrical gigabit for that cheap where I live. Like it was $20 more expensive when I was living in Raleigh. And now that I'm just like in a suburb of Raleigh, it's like get $20 cheaper. I am surprised it is that cheap. $90 a month for gigabit was cheap compared to $140 through Spectrum. I was paying more for cable internet than I was paying for fiber with AT&T in my old place.
Sounds about right.
Oh, Verizon gigabit, that's not bad then. But that's what auto pay. Oh, and you get $10 off of auto pay. Oh, you got $10 off auto pay. That's not bad then. Honestly, I don't think that's not that bad. I mean, yeah, if it's symmetrical gigabit for 90, like that's not bad. That's how much I paid. But yeah, like I pay 85 now. It would have been 70, but again, I did the thing with getting IP addresses blocked on CDNs, so I needed to buy new IP addresses. Oh yeah, I was paying $50 when I moved. I was paying $50 a month for a year when I moved here, which was nice. But then there's like, yep, we're just gonna bump it up to 70. You're like, okay, still the cheapest a la carte pricing for internet I have ever paid, and I am okay with that. All of that to say, yeah, like Netflix can figure this shit out. It is not that hard to do. And honestly, I feel like they're in a better position where if you were to try to fuck them over, you will lose. Again, I've played that game with CDNs by accident. And they blocked my IP address. Like, it's not that difficult to see like how this can be done, and it can be done very well on their end. They're not going to care if they're stopping you from you stealing their content as they're perceiving it. They do not care.
No, like on the end of them saying like, you're not going to be able to do that. That's one thing. To be able to be like, make it everybody else's problem that doesn't, that's kind of a dick move. Like,
you know,
again,
the sad thing is that this is not going to go well for AT&T, Verizon, Spectrum, Charter, Comcast, because as soon as Netflix stops working, they're the ones going to get the calls because people who were not paying attention to this thought they were going to get away with it. All I can hope is that before Netflix does this, that they let people know that it's about to happen through the Netflix app.
Yes.
That they give people a chance.
Like, hey, guy.
And let you know that, we can see that you're doing this. Here is your chance.
And more than likely, it'll be in the most obscure way possible, just so that they can say that they said it.
I don't know. Because I feel like that's a lawsuit. I feel like that will be a lawsuit. I feel like once you turn on Netflix and they can detect it, like I would imagine like if it happens where someone like, if New Jersey and then Phoenix shows up, it may alert the person in Phoenix who just showed up, but also pause your show in New Jersey and say, hey, somebody logged in Phoenix. What's going on? Or they may wait till the next time you log in, because then again, like they can see trends. If it was somebody who went to Phoenix for a day and then came back, that's one thing. But we've noticed for 2 months, it's been logged in simultaneously in New Jersey and in Phoenix. The IP addresses never changed or didn't change that much based off of the ISP. We can see the general locations of both of those places. It's really the fact that people think they can get one over on Netflix, and that's not going to happen. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm going to say from an InfoSec perspective, it's not okay to be sharing passwords. But I get it. I understand why people do that, especially with these streaming services. I get it. But yeah, Netflix got you on this one. It's not like they ain't got the money for it, but here we are.
I think that it's like, it's one of those things where it's like we speak on the plight of the platform holder and being like, the platform holder has the leg to stand on. It's like, and I bring this up on a regular basis, it's the whole like Linus Tech Tips being like, hey guys, we fiddled with the iMac and we broke it, and oh my god, guys, it's so weird that they won't honor our claim to send us repair parts. And then it's like, yeah, but you do have a video of you breaking it and at the time in which you broke it. So the ball is firmly in in Apple's court. Well, like, dude, yes, right to repair and all that. You kind of did show yourself breaking it.
Yeah, it's
and
like
opening
you
it.
voided the warranty.
You voided the warranty. So you don't have a leg to stand on. Again, I'm all for right for repair, but you were not the one to be championing it.
Yeah, I would listen to Lewis before I would listen to him.
I definitely would listen to Lewis. He is one of the tech Canadians that I will listen to.
I thought he was in New York.
And that's not saying much. Oh no, he's Toronto.
Oh, we were talking about the dude who was repairing shit, right?
Oh, repairing. Yeah.
The Lewis. I thought he was from New York.
Unboxing.
No, I meant the dude who like I forget his last name, but it's like the dude who's repairing shit. He's got the.
Oh yeah,
like
that guy.
That guy who is definitely right to repair.
He is firmly in the right to repair camp. But I'm like, it's like. What do I gotta do? Do I gotta do the line?
No. Yeah, I cannot. Is it Lewis?
I'm gonna say it's Lewis because I think it is Lewis. But
Lewis Rossman. Lewis Rossman. This dude.
Yeah. I know that guy. Because I watch some of his stuff too. Because I like to watch
this guy.
This guy. Repair stuff. Yeah, that guy. But
I would listen to this motherfucker before I would listen to damn Linus.
Same for you. I mean, y'all already know how I feel about Linus, but but it's very much in the vein of you really truly do not have a leg to stand on with the platform, and I got to settle with the platform in Netflix. Now, do I like this new policy? Absolutely not. I don't. I think it's dumb. It could be done better. But and us being like tech peoples, we ain't really up for the whole sharing of passwords anyway. Like I don't do that. So
I mean, I'll do it securely, but you can't do it securely if somebody's plugging it into a Roku stick.
Right. Yeah.
Like I share passwords with my wife, but it's through Bitwarden, and all she can do is copy it and paste it into a password field. She does not know what the password is.
Plus that's the mother of your children. Of course you're gonna share the password.
Oh no, Tyler 1. No, that is not Tyler 1. No. Yes, thank you to whoever it was who shared a Linus video in the Discord the other day and put spoiler tags on it, so we didn't have to see it immediately.
Mm-hmm. You're a real one.
You were the champ, the MVP. The Tycho knew the vibes. Yeah. He knew the vibes.
He knew what was up.
Oh boy. Moving over to some I guess that's what happened to that news. Discord launches YouTube integration and a new $2.99 Nitro Basic subscription. Remember back in the day when you used to have these YouTube bots in Discord, and all of a sudden Discord was like, you know what? We don't like these YouTube bots anymore. We're kicking them out. Now we know why they did it. Discord has now integrated YouTube into the platform to where you can watch YouTube videos with in video calls.
It was a nice little it was a nice little update. I was just refreshed Discord one day. I was just like, what's this little rocket do?
Yeah, so they've also added other integrations. I think games and stuff are in there too. Mm-hmm. And then there's and also they've added a lower tier Discord Nitro subscription if you want to support the platform. You know what? I wouldn't mind doing that for a Thursday. Is actually play one of the Discord games. Then we can actually talk. We can talk to folks. We can know what their voices sound like. It'll be great. However, I can't help but to compare this to what Apple does with some apps, where an app is happily existing, has been happily existing for years. Apple is all of a sudden like, I don't know, this violates the term of service. We're going to remove you from the platform. And then in two WWDCs, you'll see built-in integrations for something that an app was previously doing that was on the platform that was removed.
Yeah.
The most recent example I can think of is the on-screen keyboard for the Apple Watch. And it's a term, and I believe it's called Watsoning or something like that. Watsoned. That's what it is. No, that's not it. Okay, so I don't think Urban Dictionary has it. I thought it would. Let's see. Watson. Was it Watson? I could have sworn it was. But I think, if I remember correctly, I think Watson is what used to be, or is what Spotlight Search in Mac OS is now. Where it was a unified like search tool for the Mac. Apple did something with that company, with that software, wouldn't allow it anymore. And then they came out with Spotlight Search, which was essentially the same damn thing. Sherlocked. That's what it was, Sherlocking. And that's why I kept thinking Watson. There it is, Sherlocking Apple.
Okay.
So, in short, Sherlock means that macOS will soon offer features that make installing the popular third-party tool unnecessary. So, yeah, so this was like one of the first ones that I've ever experienced, and it was an app called Flux. A lot of people will know that as Night Shift in multiple operating systems. And this is when your device will give an orangish red tint at night to cut off on the amount of blue light when you're looking at your phone in the evening. So there was a third-party app called Flux, or F.Lux, that did this in Mac OS. Then Apple created Night Shift, which made Flux unnecessary, because now it's just built into the app. Sometimes they will kick off apps and then just bring in the feature. Or
be like, they're popular.
Or they may buy the app like they did with Dark Sky. And then put the technology into the weather app. And then Dark Sky is no longer an app you can use.
Yep.
So yeah.
Remember those good old days when they like, oh, we're going to make our own maps.
There it is. So the app that I was referring to was called Watson. Watson became very popular and stayed that way right until Apple released macOS X 10.2 with Sherlock 3. Apple is not as innovative a company as people think they are.
Nope.
So
which is funny when every tech bro loves Edison, and I'm like, that's very telling because Edison stole shit too.
Drive them Teslas though.
Y'all need to pick. Yeah, y'all need to pick better heroes though. Your heroes be telling on you.
Yeah. What gets me is how they do it now. First, your review times get longer, then you get random rejections, then they announce they stole your app. Yep. So yeah, so when I saw this, I was like, okay, this is cool, until I realized, wait, didn't they remove you? Oh, that's right. They did. Yep. This all makes sense now.
Oh, coming back to me.
So yeah, Discord, Sherlocked, those YouTube bots. Now on the gaming news.
Hey.
Blizzard's Diablo testers went right to unionize. Good on them. Activision believes direct dialogue between company and employees still most productive route. That's right. I didn't include that, but yeah, there's been a stink all over Twitter from the ABK debacle where raises are being withheld. I think it's like raises and benefits are being withheld. And chat apps, I think within their company Slacks, have been opened, but communication is being restricted, even though they say that, yes, direct dialogue between the company and employees is the best option. But you can't directly talk to people that you need to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I don't think that is that in here? Yeah, I don't think that's in here, but yeah, it's been a series of tweets that have been going around, kind of showing off those Slack channels where it's like, yep, they're just closed off to emoji, like it's like emoji only or some shit, or like you can respond, like you can react with emojis like in Discord, but you can't actively type in the channel.
So like emote chat.
Yeah, well, no, not even that. Like it's like the announcement channel in a Discord server where you can't type in it, but the server owner can. So all you could do is react.
A mess. A mess and a half. I hate it here.
Microsoft has a bleak outlook on cloud gaming's future, and I wonder why. I wonder why. Maybe because them 5G rollouts ain't working the way they thought it would be. People aren't really that interested to play their games on mobile devices like that. I mean
I don't,
unless you actually make it great for the platform natively. Hint, hint. Just make a flat pack. Just make a fucking flat pack.
I honestly feel like I don't know why y'all are over here. Like the cloud gaming is already happening. I don't know why y'all are upset about it. It's not like y'all went and built Stadia or whatever. I think y'all could just afford to just make whatever money you're making and say less.
But what I think it is like they're trying to move things off to the cloud. It's a little bit. Again, it's that. This isn't capitalism enough for the capitalism button, but it's a thing of we could sit there and put in all this effort to sell set-top boxes, or we can have games that are developed that are running in the cloud, platform agnostic. Anybody can enjoy it wherever they are, and we save money that way. We don't have to ship units of consoles or discs. You can buy a controller and it'll work on whatever device. You can play on your phone. We just want to provide, like, I think Microsoft is getting to a point where they want to get back into software and services and stop making as much hardware. Unless it's like in the server. Like they're trying to move Windows to the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this is coming out of the CMA hearings about the ABK acquisition, because boy, they are just saying everything. Like Microsoft's just letting it all out. Also, shout out to that tweet that Kev shared to me that I retweeted yesterday. Microsoft wants all the fucking smoke.
all the smoke.
They're saying, man, like, look, Steam ain't had Call of Duty and Steam's still successful. Nope. Nintendo ain't had Call of Duty and they still successful.
They had a Call of Duty game on a system since the Wii, and we don't even talk about that one.
It's like that thing is like,
yet,
we're not even taking away Call of Duty from Sony. The hell is wrong with y'all? Also, like, yeah, I think it is Windows 365. Office is no longer called Office anymore. I think I remember seeing that during the Surface event last week. The Office is no longer Office. It's like, it's some other shit. I don't even know. It's weird. It's getting really weird with Microsoft now. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Yeah, there it is. Cloud gaming is a new and immature technology which the CMA has recognized faces significant challenges, writes Microsoft, adding that consumer adoption of the technology is not expected to be rapid as it requires a significant change in consumer behavior, which means your everyday gamers who are playing on Xbox and PC are not all of a sudden just going to start pick up their phones and play it on the phone.
No.
Rather than an imminent cloud revolution, Microsoft expects that gamers on PC and console will continue to download the vast majority of the games they play instead of adopting streaming alternatives, which again was very evident at the beginning of the show where I said, I played Octopath Traveler on cloud gaming because I have it through Game Pass, which means I don't have to buy it, but it is not the best. It is not the way I want to play it given how it looks. So I would gladly buy Octopath Traveler on Steam. Also, keep in mind, Octopath Traveler has been on Game Pass for a while. It is like on that thing of like, sooner rather than later, that will be removed from Game Pass. Then what? Mm-hmm. Because Xbox is not at that point yet to allow me to use cloud gaming for any Xbox game I own, even though that's in their plans. Nor is there an app, again, because Microsoft has not made one, that will allow me to remotely play games on my Xbox. So until either of those things happen, it does not make sense for me to get into a long game after it's been sitting on Game Pass for a while. And I think that's one of the dangers of Game Pass that I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna say I overlooked. I didn't think about that until yesterday when it was like, I could play Octopath Traveler on Game Pass. I could get used to this, but what happens if they take it off the platform? Then I buy it on Xbox and then I can't, or PC, and then I just can't play it anymore on my Steam Deck where I want to play it.
Right.
It would make more sense for me to buy this on Steam. Yes. And then download it to the Steam Deck. Mm-hmm. Or download it to my PC and then I can stream from my PC to my Steam Deck.
Yes.
Which may look better than me streaming from a server somewhere with cloud gaming.
Right. That has been my issues with like a few games where, i.e., what if like where it comes to like 2 Point Campus, because I have 2 Point Hospital on Steam, and at some point I will just be like, it is good that I'm able to play that particular game for content reasons and just for have access reasons, but at some point, sometime, I'm gonna want to play this on Steam.
But so my question is, why not? So you don't have the problem that I have, right? Like you were just playing this on your PC.
Yes.
What's stopping you from just buying it there on, like, through Xbox?
like through Xbox because I don't really don't like Xbox. Like I really don't like I don't like the interface from PC to Xbox. Like for Game Pass, it's fine. Like for Game Pass, it's fine. But if I had a choice, Steam. Like
Okay.
you know, there have been times where I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I got a review copy, a review code for this, so that I can play this on Steam. But and then also like, well, I would like to try said game before I invested money on it on Steam. So it has become almost in a way like in a vein of like a rental service or a long term demo where it's like, oh, I like this. So on the next sale, I will cop this on Steam. I will cop this on Steam.
Okay. I mean, and that's fair. Like I know before when they were doing UWP, I would prefer Steam over Windows. But now that they're using X32 again, there isn't that much. Like there isn't that much of a difference anymore. It's still like it's almost like the literal same executable on both Steam and Xbox.
Yes.
But like I do understand. Like I mean, once you're burnt the first time, you're just burnt.
Yeah.
You're never gonna go back. And again, it's something I get. But yeah, I just was curious because like for me, it makes sense because if I were to buy Octopath Traveler on Xbox, if it was removed from Game Pass, I can't play it on Steam Deck. Whereas like you didn't have that one, and I was kind of curious what were your motivations for buying it on Steam. But yeah, so I get it.
Yeah. Because I mean, and then at some point you're like thinking to myself like, well, what if I do get a Steam Deck? Then now I can have access on it on my Steam. I mean, on my Steam Deck, and then I can enjoy it on my Steam Deck. So that's
Yeah,
also
honestly, like again, it's a thing where I will say it again. Microsoft just needs to create a couple of flat packs, one for Game Pass, or just like a general Xbox flat pack app for the Steam Deck. Or again, just get buddy with Steam or Valve and release an app on Steam
because
that allows.
Oh, I'm down.
Exactly.
Game said, "Oh, we're good. Oh, we are totally good.
Like if you want to do it, just do it."
Phyllis said we're good, and Phyllis said he is good, but Phil ain't talking about what, but when.
Right, because like I've shown the instructions on how to get that shit working on the Steam Deck. It ain't fun. Like we just talk about the average user. Is like the average Linux user isn't Tycho. Not the average Linux user is not living in Linux. They're doing what I do. The average home internet user does not have a VPN attached to their routers. The average Steam Deck user is not going to jump through Microsoft's support document hoops. Even all this, what is this? How is this an official Microsoft document? Who the fuck is doing this? This is a TechNet article. Uncle Phil, come on, man. Do it. Just do
it. Uncle Gaben says, I got you. Just let me know. We'll work something out. And you know what? Hey, I'm down with it.
We'll carve it out with a knife, baby.
Yeah.
Anywho.
That's what Gaben says. I'm down to clown with it.
Just abandon cloud gaming, develop a flat pack. Let's go. In other good news, 343 Industries is continuing to work with prosthetic limb company Limitless Solutions to make more Halo 3 prosthetics.
We love to see it.
So you too can look like Master Chief. Or any character from the Halo universe, because majority of those Spartans do not have the same limbs that they were born with.
Nope.
Oh, what happened is 343? They're making prosthetic limbs. It's funny that Ruin asked that before I went to the article. This is what they're doing. Wow. No, Ruin. Come on. Halo's not that bad. No, not really.
It's not that bad.
It's not bad. It ain't great either.
No,
Do you think Halo will do
it's an
you
okay.
let's go back to this because I want to focus on that controller fully. Do you think after Halo Infinite that 343 will make any more Halo? Do you think that they will make a Halo, or do you think they're going to pivot because like they've been declining since they took over?
I think they'll pivot. Because what did they do? They did what was it, Halo 5, didn't it?
They were on Halo since 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Halo
Reach
since
was the
4.
last Bungie game.
Right. So, you know, if you talk to the community is like, I don't know.
Yeah, a
Think
lot
we're
of people
good.
were saying
I
that
think
Infinite was that make or break for Halo.
yeah. And when the whole like Halo as a live service shenanigans went the way that it went, it's like, yeah, I think we need to go back. I think we need to go back to the well
Well, I don't know
on
if like,
Halo
well, it's
again.
not a lot. Well, I mean, the multiplayer is yeah, the multiplayer is a lot. Yeah, damn, that multiplayer, like, that's not even great, and that's the free one.
Yeah, because they're doing the whole like live service model when it comes to like Halo being a service as opposed to Halo just having multiplayer. And I think in that vein, yeah, I think we're good. I don't because when I think about Halo, I think about those cool those like split screen awesome death matches that we had at my cousin's house.
Mm-hmm.
Playing three, on the 360. So for me to be like, nah, yeah, I'm good. Like Halo. I mean, Halo to me is
Halo,
like it was a game. It was a series of the time, and it was everything that like the homies would play. When I was in college and we was playing two, that kind of stuff. Like, oh my god, I was in college when two came out. Ugh. But anyway, um, but
yeah. Well,
yeah,
no, I was in college
it,
for 3,
yeah. So
or it was a tail end of 2. The 360 had come out, and we were playing
yeah,
Halo 2 on the 360.
yeah. I think that's kind of where I was too. But yeah, it was that game series of the time. Now it's like, you know, the game has to evolve with it, or
The
a
combat
better
has to evolve.
presentation of the old game. Yeah, combat has to evolve. Oh. But yeah, at some point, like 343 gave it the old college try. They gave it their shot. But at the end of the day, no. Y'all gonna have to let that go.
I
Y'all gonna have to let that go. Mm.
I learned basic computer networking thanks to Halo.
Mm-hmm. There's old port forwarding.
No, not the port forwarding. Like local area networking.
For LAN
Like,
parties.
yep,
Oh yeah, the LAN parties. Yeah.
like that demo, the Silent Cartographer demo that had that Blood Gulch map. There was no matchmaking in it, so you had to learn how to set up a dedicated, like almost like a dedicated server on one machine, and people connected to it. So you can have like LAN multiplayer in it. Also, I learned how to. I played an ad hoc game before that was something you could do on Nintendo hardware. Like on the DS, you could play ad hoc, like wireless
Mm-hmm.
multiplayer without being on the internet with somebody next to you. I was doing that on 2 laptops and 2 copies of the Halo demo in a car with a friend of mine. We were coming back from college. And I feel like it's a no-brainer now because how physics works, or just like how radio signals work. But I theorized at the time, not knowing any better, that if 2 laptops were going at the same speed and not changing distance between each other, like there was no delta in distance, that we could technically play this game wirelessly in the car. And we did, and it was fucking amazing. This is where Activision saves hit. I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to say no. I am inclined to agree with you, Ruin. So obviously, because there's people listening to the show, can't see chat. Which, by the way, if you're listening to this podcast, definitely tune in Thursdays, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern for the live show. Ruin says Major said no, but, and I might have at one point because I don't like it. This seems unnatural and it ain't right. But I kind of, I like, it's logic at this point. I feel like if the ABK deal goes through, Microsoft gets ABK, Activision will save Halo, or it will reinvent Halo. Or they'll move some Activision folks over to 343. So look, y'all need some new blood in here. But enough of Microsoft. Let's talk about Sony for a second. Well, one more thing about Microsoft, because we're on controllers. If you're looking for the Elite controllers in the Design Lab, they are now there for $150. I think PC Gamer put out an article showing themed controller, themed Elite controllers based off of specific games. I do not play Wolfenstein, but their Wolfenstein themed controller is the color scheme that I want for my Elite controller if I were to go through them. But I did say I wanted the PlayStation DualSense Edge controller. I don't know how much I want it now. $199.99, January 26th.
Ouch.
Now they have put they put out here, this is what comes in the box. So you get a carrying case, a charging cable, hold on, let's see here. I don't know what this little thing is. I don't know. Okay, there we go. The carrying case will include DualSense Edge wireless controller, USB braided cable, 2 standard caps, 2 high dome caps, 2 low dome caps, 2 half dome back buttons, 2 lever back buttons, connector housing, and a carrying case. So I guess that's the connector housing. I guess that's the only other thing that's a single item. Not sure what the connector housing does, but yeah, $199.99 for PlayStation's official Pro controller. What say you? Yay or nay? Tycho says nay. It's too much, but I feel that they are making this because it's a solution to how much controller drift happens on the consoles nowadays. Ruin says nay. Tycho is hitting the nail on the head, though. This is why I am torn. This is why I am torn. I was never a premium controller guy, so nay for me. That's from Young.
Yeah, it's big nay. Yeah, it's big nay from me. Because it really feels like it's just fixing a problem that shouldn't be a problem.
I mean, but wear and tear is a thing, though. I would say it's a problem that exists.
Wear and tear is a thing. But if it's a problem, but if it's more than wear and tear, like regular gameplay, and then you have to swap it out, yeah, that's kind of
okay.
That's kind of a bad deal. Like
I
if
would
it's
be if I
it's
felt
made,
like it wouldn't
it's
introduce
made
more
to wear
lag.
down.
I feel like it's not going to introduce more lag. I mean, I feel like it. I don't know what about this would introduce more lag. I think I would be more on board with it if they did what Microsoft did with their Elite controller and sold me a controller that did not come with the case and all the bells and whistles. Like, I think I want the controller solely so that way I can have an easier way to change the thumbsticks out. Winter is the thing, but older controllers don't have controller drift like these new ones. Yeah. Like that's the reason I'm not using my Elite controller. I have the Elite Series 2 that I bought in 2020 that I can't use anymore because of stick drift. It would be more lag because the parts aren't soldered onto the board. Oh. Okay, I can see that. I don't think it's gonna be that much of a lag difference though. But I think if they sold a controller that did not have all the extra shit, that was like if it was like 150 just the controller, I might be more inclined to buy it. But yeah, I don't know about 200. Side note, Sony would make a killing if they bought back the DualShock 2 and 3. I don't know, man. I don't know. Are you ready for another streaming handheld device?
Ooh, not that shade. I caught that, but okay.
I mean, I wasn't trying to throw it, but I mean, yeah, Logitech that Logitech G device ain't hitting the spot like people thought it would. The Razer Edge is a premium Android gaming tablet with a detachable controller for $400. Ruin asked how much RGB was on it. I don't think there is much RGB on this device. It seems like it's just a solid black, like an old Nexus 7. But it is literally a Nexus 7 with what looks like a backbone attached to it. This ain't the Razer I know. Ah! That is true. So yeah, Razer decided they wanted to make an Android tablet, and it's like, you know what? It doesn't need to be all in one. We already have like controllers that attach to mobile devices. Why not? We just create a mobile tablet and then just give you the controller to attach to it. And it'll be a device and it'll do cloud gaming because it's the future. Can I interest anybody in a Razer Edge? Keep in mind, let's see here. Okay, just so I'm okay. Yep. Keep in mind, 64 gigabytes of the Steam Deck are also $399. What are we going for, Kev? You want that Razer? Or you want that deck? You muted.
I think I'm going with the Steam Deck.
All right, that's what I thought. This ain't it, man.
It's like my entire library portable when instead of me having to like go through
Steam
possibly Steam Link.
Yep, see Steam Link right there.
Right. or I can literally just get the thing that works with my library and have Steam Link. Let's go.
I swear, this is. I think like now that I got my hands on the Steam Deck, like my views on cloud gaming as a mobile platform is like, yeah, no, this ain't work. This ain't gonna work out. Not the way I was bullish on it before. Maybe that's what it took. It took a Steam Deck for me to realize, yeah, Stadia actually was doomed to fail, wasn't it?
Yes, because it was literally Stadia banking on the fact of something that didn't exist and didn't have time and infrastructure to do it, hoping that ISPs would allow for it, and they don't. And ISP's like, haha, you thought.
Okay. Who's ready for this one? Over the weekend, it was reported that Bayonetta's original voice actress, Helena Taylor, was offered only $4,000 to voice Bayonetta for Bayonetta 3. Flat rate, $4,000, that's it. So much hate was thrown over at Platinum that it was a dev, creative producer, whoever he was.
Cameo.
Yes. Saying some cash shit, and then his Twitter account went away, and then it came back.
Mm-hmm.
But then earlier this week, two separate reports from Bloomberg and what was it? VGC.
Yep.
State that she was actually offered up to $4,000 for 5 to 6 sessions. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was the number.
And for everyone's knows, what we're talking about here is a per session rate. So instead of $4,000 for the whole process, it would have been somewhere between 15 to 20.
Right. So similar accounts from both Bloomberg and VGC have emerged disputing Taylor's claims. Bloomberg's report, which cites two people, quote, familiar with, but unauthorized to discuss private contract negotiations, it isn't clear whether these sources are from within Platinum itself, claims the developer sought to hire Taylor for at least 5 4-hour sessions, each paying $3,000 to $4,000. VGC sources differ slightly, suggesting the number of sessions could be as few as 4. While both accounts each claiming to have reviewed unspecified, quote, documentation as part of their report, point to a total offer of $15,000 for voicing the role of Bayonetta. Bloomberg claims Taylor's negotiating party was instead seeking a 6-figure sum and residuals, although VGC sources only echoed the residuals claim. This says Taylor, for her part, writing in private messages shared by VGC, insisted the claims she was offered more than $4,000 for the role were categorically untrue, calling the 15K figure touted by sources as an absolute lie and a complete joke. Quote, I'd quite like to put this in the rearview mirror and leave the whole bloody franchise behind. So I think I'll just let my video stand. I spoke the truth.
What a mess. The whole thing.
And it's kind of hard to know who's telling the truth in this scenario, because nobody is willing to speak up and put their name behind it. This is definitely what happened.
Right.
So, like, there's a lot of conversation around this coming out about things like, are voice actors getting paid fairly and all of this other stuff? And not to mention, Helena decided to mention the name of a completely different person who is not related to this whatsoever by the name of Jennifer Hale,
Yeah.
who was just like,
Yeah.
now you know that I'm in a position where I'm under NDA and I can't say anything. So why am I in this? Because I had nothing to do
Yeah.
with this whole scenario. If
It's a straight like Nene. Now why am I in it?
like,
Like,
and very, very much that. And here's the thing: she like, if you're talking about, if you're looking for the video reference where she brings up Jennifer Hale as video 3, but all of that to say, like, here's what happens. If you are saying I was offered something, it is not an offer at the level that I would expect or that I agree with or that is reasonable, then say that without having to drag other people into it unnecessarily who didn't ask to be there and who are obviously not in a position to be able to, for one, even share their side of the story, because that's the other thing in this situation. And that strikes a very weird chord with me. You're saying a lot of things about a lot of people who literally do not have the ability to say anything back to you. That bothers me. But other than that, there's one of those, should you be paid more? Probably. Then there's also some dialogue going around about like people that she's been like seeing, following, and supporting or whatever. And what we're gonna have to contend with in this world is that there are people, there are terrible people who still deserve to be paid for the work that they do. And I hate to have to put it like that, but it's just one of those things, like, we have to live with that because this is the world that we're in. Rainbow emoji, capitalism, rainbow emoji. You don't have to do it. I just had to put there so Kevin wouldn't have to sing it specifically.
Well, it's there if he chooses not to. It's fine.
But then all these other things, when you read on Jennifer Hale's side of the things, are like, I can't say what I need to say, but I'm retweeting some things, and the people that Jennifer Hale has decided to retweet are all on the side of, there's a lot of information that isn't being said here, and y'all might want to consider why. And I'm just like, okay, once again, leave us out of this. Generally speaking, leave us out of this. That is like the whole thing about her being the kind of like person that she is that she's in a union. There is a person who is supposed to be there to negotiate things like this, and particularly residuals, right? Which, if you only get residuals if you're part of what they call the SAG-AFTRA union around here. So if negotiations aren't going well, there's a format, I'm sure, to talk about that. But what on earth is this?
Tycho, I'll figure something out. Yeah, so big mess all around. Hopefully it gets sorted out, but yeah, I don't know.
Because like there's a whole thing about how these people get paid, what amount they get paid, whether or not they negotiated, how they get residuals, and all that other stuff. Like there's like a whole bunch of things on that are really easy to look up to. But just, yeah. It's one of those things, like, I feel like as it's being shared, it's reported to be more cut and dry than it actually is for a lot of this stuff, because, people took something and ran away with it. And if anything, I feel like, given the flair for the dramatic that most actors have and everything, we also have to consider that in a lot of cases, much like other things that we've experienced personally and otherwise, Elena did the one thing, which is she pulled up and made sure she got like well ahead of whatever was reporting was going to come out, to make sure she said what she had to say, and that was first and foremost in everyone's minds before reading all this stuff.
But I feel like nobody would have said anything if she didn't say anything. So it was like, this could have been a non-issue, but the part that's killing me is that they went and got Jennifer Hale, who got a longer history and is definitely not getting paid just $4,000. And I think that's what also did make sense to me too. But again, it's a thing of, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that, like, if you were paying anybody $4,000 to voice a video game, that's just bad.
And
Yeah.
that's the other thing too. There are other people who are also voice acting on that project, and Bayonetta being the iconic character, and someone else being like tertiary. Like there is obviously a very big conversation to have, and a very long one
Like
about
it-
voice actors getting paid what they're worth, including this one.
But
Because there are
it's a thing for me, and like it's not me dismissing what she's saying, but is it a possibility she may have read something wrong, got caught up in it, realized, oh shit, this blew up, and now somebody behind me is telling me, yo, you need to shut the fuck up. To where she's like, you know what? Yeah, I said what I said. Video speaks for itself, and then I'm just gonna go over here and just not say anything now. I'm gonna do the thing I should have been doing from the jump.
Yeah.
Like part of me wonders, like she got caught up in something and realized she fucked up bad.
Right. Because I am definitely of the mindset that we need to have the discussion.
Yeah.
And we need to like open up and really talk about, voice,
Just
the
people
plight
getting
of the
paid
voice
what they
actor.
worth regardless of their profession.
Exactly. But I feel like it really smacked a lot of, I don't know, y'all probably remember the whole like, Dave Chappelle being like, stop watching Chappelle show on platform
On
I think it was
Netflix. On Netflix.
Yeah, it was Netflix.
Which is really odd given what Netflix is doing with him nowadays.
Right. Which smacked a lot because it's like, yeah, and then you getting million for your stand up, which don't really pop, and it really is giving like sour grapes, and you're not, and I feel like it's right message, wrong messenger, and I think that's what it ended up feeling with Helena, where it's like you zigged when you should have zagged. And now instead of it being like, hey, let's bring up the plight of the voice actor, or if you were at and doing an interview or you on a podcast, you just said, well, we had a difference of an opinion, but I want to take this time and opportunity to really speak on the underpayment of voice actors in the industry, and I think that would have went a little bit better,
right?
Just fine.
But she wanted to make herself the face,
as opposed to you.
She wanted to be the face of it. Realize, oh shit, I've got nothing to back this up. This fucked up because I fucked up real bad, and now I gotta you know what? My video will speak for itself. I'm out. I'm putting this behind me. Like, no. I'm gonna just go back in for a second. You just can't drop this.
Because all somebody has to do is be like, counterpoint the receipts.
To call this isn't. I don't know how long ago this was that Chappelle said anything, but we also know that recently he did a number of comedy specials and got paid a few smooth $1 million, to be on there when everyone was really upset about it, and Netflix was like, listen, we can't just not have people doing Netflix specials because y'all are upset at them. Y'all have to figure that out on your own time.
Which was after this thing with him and Netflix and the shows, which I feel like was in it had to have been in 2020, because I want to say that shit happened while I lived here.
Right. So it was basically like he was not getting the monies that he would get for Chappelle Show being on Netflix.
Yeah, it was something money related. I can't remember exactly what it was. They resolved the issue, and then he was cool with them, and then they got And so I forgot about that shit.
So it's like it really smacks a lot of, hey guys, face of this movement, and opened up a conversation. But then at the end of it, it's like we do know that you kind of played it towards you not getting your coins, and you got your coins.
Or they were going to give it to you, but you were like, nah, because you forgot how the internet works.
Right. Because
So
yeah,
there's
because yeah.
I was saying, thinking a lot about this whole thing of like you want to be like the face of a thing, and it's one of those things of being us. I can't remember what the thing is that I had off of. Hold on, because it was one of these real salient point things, but it escapes me.
Well, while you think of that, I'm going to move on to the last gaming story we have, which might get you to forget what you were thinking of. Because, boy, let me take you to the world of Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft launcher project spins out of control after dev hijacks it to fight leftist queer ideology.
You know,
Well,
it's so
damn.
boring.
I did not think I would ever read those string of words ever in my life.
And you did. You read those
I
words.
did. It is a thing.
Yep.
Okay, so to be clear for everyone, right? Um, a number of like developers came together to make a custom launcher for Minecraft so that if you had multiple accounts or multiple instances of Minecraft servers and the like, you could see them all in the one place instead of having to log out and log in or re-log in to get to all the different servers and stuff that you have. This is the program that we're talking about over here.
So this specific one is called PolyMC. Let's see here. It's not entirely clear what supported. Okay, I'm sorry. Here's the tweet from Modrin. Unfortunate but urgent announcement to make. If you use PolyMC as your launcher, we are urging all users to switch off of it immediately. Not tomorrow, today. The main key holder for PolyMC's infrastructure has been compromised. This is PC Gamer continued. It's not entirely clear which supposed act of quote leftist queer ideology set off the bizarre coup in the first place. The project update that accompanied the purge, named quote reclaim PolyMC from the leftoids, did only one thing: delete the project's code of conduct, which contained provisions aimed at protecting project users and participants from transphobic, homophobic, and racist abuse.
I'm assuming that this person had to have some kind of administrative stuff because this sounds like
He is the
like from
main
all these
person.
things.
The main
Yeah, I
person.
was
Again, like the
no,
main
like well,
key holder for that,
no,
I
I'm
guess, for
asking
that
the
repository.
well, the reason why I'm saying that is because there's a question about how did someone hijack this, and the point that I want to make here is the word hijacking. I think is a little bit of an extreme. It's not like some outside entity came in here, hacked this other stuff, and said all of your code belonged to us, and we're like upending this. It was a main person who was already on the project and had most of the rights, booted a whole bunch of people off, and decided to do all this nonsense.
Let's put it into context. This is also written by a journalistic out. This is also being written by an outfit that probably does not know about code subversion tools. So the best way they could describe it to other people who do not use code subversion tools is to say that it was hijacked.
Now, I guess in the only way that hijacked applies here would be people were forcibly removed or had
Which they
things
were.
kind of and taken. And in that sense, this applies. But I also know that commonly when someone talks about someone hijacking something, they mean that someone misappropriated something that didn't belong to them. And I want to be clear that these are different things.
Let's see, those provisions certainly seem. I'm sorry?
I was going to say, which these people promptly went bet and made a fork of it and then said, like we were saying.
Which I'm glad they did. Those provisions certainly seem like the kind of thing that might enrage someone with reactionary politics, but the code of conduct has existed for months. There are even records from May of the dev who just hijacked the project, arguing for removing the clauses that explicitly protect people on the basis of things like gender identity and sexual orientation, rather than unilaterally deleting it outright. It's unclear what, if anything, has led to the dev in question to torpedo the project in the last few days. It was originally assumed that the hijacker's account had itself been hacked by someone with a far-right axe to grind, but a message signed with the dev's PGP signature states they aren't compromised. Damn. It's like, nah, motherfucker, I did it. I swear. This is one of the reasons why I love being able to just fork that stuff on GitHub. Even better if they backed it up and mirrored it on Codeberg. Yep, so there it is. Oh, no. Okay, so wait, hold on. So they did not fork PolyMC. They look like they forked multi-MC. Well, that was an interesting read, but hey, at least they seem like they're back up and running, making a new one.
I love how they even decided to be petty about it and made sure the new one had like the pride flag just built right into the logo. I'm here for this.
Apparently, also threw PolyMC as a topic that you can find Prism Launcher under. Looks like they are pulling in something from PolyMC, so hey, good for them. I'm glad they were able to kind of keep getting some work done of a new project. In updates, Windows 10 2022 update is now available. Just new update for Windows 10. If you wanna update, go ahead. I don't know what's in it. Probably patches and things. So definitely do that. Xbox October update rolled out yesterday. Let's see. New CEC features on Xbox Series X and S. My all-time favorite feature, muting the startup audio on Xbox X and S. Because if you have this thing hooked into a sound system, that startup noise is loud as fuck. It was kind of funny because the day before this update came out, I turned it on and Caden was like, "Daddy, it's too loud." I was like, "I know, buddy. I tried to turn it down, but it snuck up on me too. I didn't know what to do." I ain't turning my Xbox on at night because I'm afraid it's going to wake up everybody in the house. So they gave you an option to fucking mute that shit. So I am very happy about that. Oh,
that's awesome.
Remember, when we said that Netflix could ask you about your home device? We know where I got that idea from. This one right here. Select or change your home Xbox. Netflix gonna do the same thing. Changes to Xbox power mode names. Of course, you got shutdown, which is energy savings. You got sleep, which is at, always on kind of standby mode. Xbox pass keys and guest keys are now Xbox pins. And apparently there's an Xbox controller firmware update. I did not update my controller. Never really asked me to. But then again, I think I'm on a beta ring, so I probably already, because I didn't have to update my Xbox. Apparently that feature was sitting there in my Xbox and I didn't know until the changelog came out. So I probably already have the update for my controller too. Xbox app, you can trim the length of your videos. Xbox Game Bar, you share your clips to metal.tv. How does my HomePod hear me from in here? Anywho. And in deals, coming soon to Xbox Game Pass, the Amnesia Collection, Gunfire Reborn, Persona 5 Royal, Signalis, Soma, Phantom Abyss, and Frog Detective. Of course, you can find out more information about what's coming up on the back half of October 2022 by watching This Week in Game Pass. Free play days for Xbox got F1 22, Journey to the Savage Planet, and Rogue Lords. So if you're tired of racing on bikes, you got cars now. Vroom vroom. The Sims 4, finally free to play any and everywhere. Just download it. Have at it. And of course, the day that Sims 4 went free, EA and Maxis did tease The Sims 5 called Project Renee. So definitely, if you're more interested in what's going on in The Sims 5, try to track down some Project Renee information. You'll probably find some stuff out. And on Epic Game Store, continue on with the Fallout 25-year anniversary celebration. Fallout 3 is available for free on Epic Game Store along with Evoland. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the show.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
We did it.
We did it. We did it. Hooray.
So, gentlemen, what y'all got going on this weekend?
What?
I pushed my mic down. For some reason, I thought my mic stand had more kind of strength in it, but it didn't, and my mic fell.
Not enough strength. Not enough strength.
It ain't strong enough. All right. Yeah. What y'all got going on this weekend?
Not particularly much. Nothing particularly much. Just like I say, more community outreach stuff. Community outreach, shenanigans, good vibes, hanging out with the family and whatnot. Other than that, not much. Not much going on.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What you got going on this week?
As always, tabletop games on Saturdays, tabletop games on Mondays. We finally did our first win against Absolute Radiance this last week in our practice run, so we're going to do more of those. And more sign language classes. I might actually leave the house and go to a whole birthday party.
Ooh.
I was told that there would be exactly 6 people in attendance, and therefore that number count is approved. Also, I might take myself to the nearby nail shop. Have a little bit of like self-care, manicure, pedicure time.
Dope,
Yes,
dope.
self-care is the best care.
But yeah, that's me.
Let's see. For me, probably some more Steam Deck playing. Hopefully, getting into some streaming soon. I would like to say that, but again, here we are. But also kind of getting ready. I know this is going to be after next week's show, A Thirst Plays, but do want to point out that, hey, I am giving a small talk next Friday for the Triangle Tiny Games Conference in Raleigh, or in the RTP, just outside of Raleigh. So really excited about that. So for me, I'll be kind of practicing and kind of getting my thoughts together for that talk. Talk about building healthy communities through gaming. So
Awesome.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited about all this. But yeah, just trying to get some rest, get more gaming in, looking for more games and stuff to play, trying to keep myself from buying more micro SD cards. Apparently, after that big sale that Amazon and a whole bunch of companies had a week ago, some of these 512 gigabyte cards kind of stayed cheaper than they usually were. So, yeah. Does Kev know what upcoming game for next Thursday? Yes, we do know.
Yes.
We were playing Dead by Daylight. That was technically by Sin's request, but if you follow, if you watch This Week in Game Pass, you would know that I have been talking about one of the monthly quests that I need to complete for Game Pass is in Dead by Daylight. So I figured, why not?
They have Quest on Game Pass for Dead by Daylight?
Yes. Or not. Well, this month there is. And it's for the Xbox version.
Okay.
Even though it says it says console version, not Xbox version. That's why I know I'm not playing it on PC, because it explicitly said console version. Fuck, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, Sin initially asked for it. I was up to do anything that was, I guess, Halloween or spooky themed or whatever. But then, yeah, when I noticed that, hey, they want me to play Dead by Daylight, sure, why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind playing Dead by Daylight with the homies. So I'm like, okay.
So yeah, that's what's going on for next week's Tech Talk Thursdays. Gives me a nice little break where I can just post news at my own discretion now. I love those weeks when I can do that. But yeah, that's all that's going on. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for October 20th, 2022. Of course, if you're watching this stream live, you would like to catch the archives, the older episodes, you can go to majors.house/TTT, or because I don't think there is a button for this, so I have to type in the command manually. You can go to, majors.house/TTT for the podcast, majorshouse/TTT vid for the YouTube playlist. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this on Anchor or wherever you find this amazing podcast, you can catch the live show each and every Thursday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time here at twitch.tv/Major Linux. And with all that being said, it's been a pleasure once again to do this for you all on behalf of Kevin Kev, on behalf of Cinziak, on behalf of the GOAT, Idios, and Anka. It's your boy Mark Summers, Major Linux. Of course, you all could have been anywhere in the world, watching any stream, or you could have been reading the tech, gaming, and streaming nugs yourself, but you said no thank you. Because everybody else is doing this at sub 1080p, 25 frames a second with performance issues, and it makes no sense because they have all the bomb diggity equipment and we were promised 60. So we come to this channel for the pristine quality because we have all the bespoke solutions.
We
and for that,
do.
I thank you. And all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is I love you. Peace. How?
Wakanda forever. Boom.